What is up, YouTube? So, rocking out with you the long way, chilling like an old school rock star villain, and we got our pan heated up on the stove. I'm gonna make a Cardinal Cherry bacon cheeseburger for your sick entertainment. There's a lot of bacon grease and hamburger grease in here. We're gonna use that to cook our stuff. So let's get into it. First thing you're gonna need is some bread. And a plate to put it on. And grab some of this sweetheart bread for our sandwich bun. And we're gonna drop the bread into the pan on top of that grease. And if you think that just sounds ridiculously unhealthy, it's about to get worse. If you're dieting or trying to lose weight, don't watch this video. We're also going to need some of this brown sugar that will come in later. Now that our pan's ready to go, we're just going to take the bread and drop it in there just like that. Now all that grease is going to toast on the bottom for the inside of our sandwich. And then use a spatula to flip it. When it gets nice and toasted, then we'll move on to the next step, which is, of course, forming our beef patty. I'm not going to put any seasoning on the bread or the patty just because of all the sweet ingredients going in on this Cardinal Cherry bacon cheeseburger, you know. And you can make something that stacks, but you want it to hold together, you know. You don't want it to fall apart. We got some nice toast action going in on the bread here. The tops of these are perfect. We got our bottom bun right here where the patty's gonna go, and then we got our top bun. Well, we could make this the top bun because all that grease is gonna absorb through there anyway. So might as well make the bun with the grease the top bun and make this one the bottom bun. That'll save us on forming it. See if you're looking nice and done. I turned the stove on to an 8. This will speed things up a little bit. Now that we got our bread nice and toasted, let's get that meat patty formed. Because apparently I don't do anything with my life. The guitar playing doesn't count for nothing, apparently. Getting better at guitar and working on my temper. I have a low self-esteem. I'll be the first to admit that. And sometimes, YouTube, it's not healthy to see myself or certain situations in such a cynical light. We got our tube of beef that we're going to put back in the fridge. to take this ball of beef and we're going to form it into a nice, juicy, thick patty. Now you don't want to squish it out too much because you want the patty to stay formed. Of course, if you don't want to form your patties by hand, you can always get the pre-formed burger patties and make things a little quicker and easier, but I don't know, it feels like I get more beef with these giant tubes. That looks beautiful when I drop that right in there just like that. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'm gonna wash my hands before I pick up the camera, and we'll get you a close-up with that burger patty. Dry them off right quick. You know something, YouTube? I got something to say on this while we're speaking here. While we're cooking up some deliciousness. Never give up on your dreams. Do you know how many people told me, oh, you're never going to make a living selling sticks? With this judgmental tone. I'm like, first of all, they're not sticks. They're wands. I make them from real sticks that I find in Mother Nature. I mean, there's a lot that goes into making these wands. It's not just 1, 2, 3, 4 done. Put some cherry pie tobacco going. Look at that nice juicy thick patty. Does that look delicious? I want to crack the window because I'm cooking. It's your sexy goth bad boy stud coming back at you with another cooking video. And quite frankly, I don't give a shite how cold it is outside. It's just a standard precaution as the stove is very hot. And I'm cooking deliciousness. This is going to be our top bun. This one right here is going to be our bottom bun. Because as soon as you put the burger on top, all that grease is going to soak through. And if you put it on the top bun, it's just going to collapse. Set the pipe back down the ashtray for a minute. So here's the batch of wands that I'm working on for the Valentine's Day batch. They're drying up quite nicely. I got one more I'm going to add to the batch before it's done. Those are looking pretty fresh. Seems how Valentine's Day falls on the 14th. I decided to make 14 wands for this batch. And yeah, some of them are pink, but I don't care if it's the theme of the holiday. You know, a couple of my female fans are wanting actual pink ones. Let's give that this massive patty a flip. That's looking real good. Now I want to get this patty cooked to a nice medium rare consistency. You definitely don't want it to be pink all the way through. You want to at least cook it a little bit so it's, you know, healthy to eat. But this is just about done, so I want to set the camera down close to the action. Look at that thick burger patty. Doesn't that look delicious? There's a nice caramelization on the top. It's not too burnt. Okay, that's looking beautiful. Now we're going to add some bacon to our burger. We got our Oscar Mayer thick cut bacon, and we're going to take 2 pieces of this deliciousness. Use whatever kind of bacon you like. And I'm going to tear 2 of these big pieces in half to make 4 smaller pieces. And this will be the bacon for our... Oh, shit, I dropped a piece on the floor. I'll pick that up and I'll throw it away here in a second. Well, let's get to that bacon. Drop it in there. Oh, we might have been able to make more pieces with it than I realized, because that's just how thick cut bacon works. While that sizzles up, I'm going to pick up this piece. Let's bring it faster. I'm able to set the last wand on some paint cans while I'm painting it so it doesn't get all over the place. Always dry it. Wash my hands and dry them off real quick. Hands are washed, put the bacon away. Oh yeah. Now look at that burger patty on top of the bun. Nice and thick. Here's our delicious bacon cooking up something proper. 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 little pieces. Just stacked on top, just from those 2 bigger pieces. Oh, look at that hiss, look at that sizzle. Hissing like a cobra that's hungry for a delicious midnight snack. Oh, who doesn't love the smell of delicious yummy bacon. A couple of these pieces are going to be ready to go right quick. Some of them might take a little bit longer. As soon as we're done cooking with the bacon, we're going to be done using the stove. We'll start piling this bacon on one piece at a time. Get a nice pattern of it going. Now that bacon's nice and cooked, I'll turn the stove off and set the pan over here on a cool burner. Alright. Now that I've cooked up all this delicious bacon for the top of our burger, go ahead and pile it on top of it just like that. Take a wet rag, and it's gonna hiss and sizzle when you take a wet rag to wipe off the grease, but this makes getting it off the stove a little bit easier when you go to clean it up. So be careful when you're doing this, because this will get hot. Cool, man. I'm gonna move our burger to our prep station. Now here's all the bacon piled up on top right there. That looks pretty good so far. I'm gonna squish it, the camera right there. Got that on frame, excellent. I'm gonna take and push that bacon down just a little bit so that way we can make room for our next ingredients. I'll take a sprinkle of brown sugar and put it on top of that bacon. This will give it a nice flavor with that cheese. It'll caramelize with it. Oh yeah, now that's what I like to see. It is just beautiful, YouTube. Now considering I make my wands out of actual sticks that I find, that's they turn out pretty good when they all get done. But there's the burger so far. We got all that bacon and brown sugar and hamburger looking all kinds of delicious. Now I'm going to set our top bun off to the side so we can finish adding the cheese to our cheeseburger. And this is basically how you'd make a candy calzone burger, or whatever the fuck. Yeah, taking that candy calzone and flipping it into a burger and calling it a Cardinal Cherry bacon cheeseburger. Yeah. We're going to take our mozzarella cheese. Yes, please. And we're going to sprinkle it on top. And then give it a drop in the microwave, man. The caramel corn bacon cheeseburger video was surprisingly doing really well. A lot of people are really digging the vibe on that, so I'm gonna go with a similar vibe, just kind of thinking outside the box a little bit. Taking a couple of delicious ingredients and turning it into a bacon cheeseburger. There's definitely enough cheese on there for that burger. Sweet. Now, if you like the delicious, unhealthy sandwiches, calzones, and pizzas, subscribe for more. If you like the cooking videos, subscribe for more. Hit that video with the thumbs up. We got almost 8,000 subscribers. Now we're rocking, now we're talking. So this here Cherry Cardinal Bacon Cheeseburger is not only for me, but for all my awesome subscribers and my true fans and supporters. Thank you for, the support. Greatly appreciate that. Now I'm going to take all this cheese and sprinkle it on top of the burger so it doesn't spill all over the place. I'll give you a close-up of that before we nuke it. Well, there we go. Still going? Alright, cool. Take a look at that. Doesn't that look good? Got a nice little dollop of cheese on top. Oh, it's gonna get gooey and melty all over the top. So I'm gonna crack the microwave. Now I have a powerful microwave, so this won't take me that long. The first burst is for 44 seconds. And then we'll do another burst for 34 seconds, and that will get the cheese perfect on top of this burger, because there's not that much cheese, mind you. Now we're gonna need something for our top bun to help those Cardinal Cherries stick to the burger. So to help those Cardinal Cherries stick to the burger, I'm gonna use some Jif creamy peanut butter. And I'm gonna spread it on our top bun. Now remember that top bun that had all that grease cooked onto it? Yeah. Remember all that grease cooked onto our top bun right here? That's gonna be where our peanut butter goes. We're going to take a scoop of it out of our jar. And we're going to put it on top of that greasy bun on top. Yep. I'm going to take it and spread it. Yeah, I heard you the first time. there's that. Scooch that peanut butter off to the side, so that way we can continue spreading delicious peanut butter goodness all over the top bun. Get a nice even coating of delicious protein-packed peanut butter all on the top, just like that. Now I get to lick the fork because I'm the one making it. I want to scooch the bottom bun forward, just like that. All that grease that's not from the bottom bun is going to transfer to the top bun as well, because I tilted the plate just a little bit. And put the peanut butter away. Let's see what that burger looks like before I put the chocolate on top. There it is, folks. There's that Cardinal Cherry bacon cheeseburger. Straight up bachelor junk food, bachelorette junk food. Just straight up junk food, dude. Yeah. Now we're going to take some of these chocolate covered cherries. It don't matter which one you use. I got some Queen Anne dark chocolate covered cherries right here. There is 4 left in this tray. I attempted this recipe last night, and the recipe turned out good. However, there were a couple of mild filming mistakes that I had made that I wasn't happy with. Ugh. So I'm gonna remake it, which, believe me, it's not that challenging to remake. You take 4 of these Cardinal cherries, place them on top. Oh, you know, I just stick them in the peanut butter. Screw it, because I don't want it to stick to the patty. Okay, now that we've got that on there, what I'm going to do is I want to squish these together a little bit closer so they land on the patty. And now that the Queen Anne chocolate covered cherries are stuck to the top like so, I'm going to smush this on top of the sandwich so that all of the cherries burst. They're kind of cold from being in the freezer, but that's alright. Trying to give it a squish just a little bit. There you go. Hooey. We're gonna quit squishing it too much, otherwise that bottom bun is gonna fall apart, and we don't want that. We're starting to tear just a little bit, but that's alright. That'll be the first bite we take then. I want to wash my hands. I want to let that settle and cool off a bit. We'll get into it, YouTube. I'm going to dry my hands off and And so it begins. Now you can see where it's starting to tear kind of right in there. That's from pressing it down too hard. Once the bottom bun started to tear just a little bit, I quit pressing down. That sandwich looks thick, ridiculous, greasy, and unhealthy. Just the way people on YouTube want me to eat it, right? But yeah, if you like insanely unhealthy recipes, subscribe for more, because it's only going to get more delicious from here. Am I able to even pick it up at this particular moment? Let's take a find out. Oh, did I press down too hard on the... yeah. The bottom bun is literally falling apart, but I'm still able to pick it up and eat it like a regular sandwich, which is good. Which I don't care, it's still going to be a dank ass burger. I'll let that settle, and whatever remains of that top bun won't get so soggy with grease that it falls apart. And that's exactly what was happening. The amount of grease on this thing is unflippin' real, dude. Kind of rub the grease that's left on the top bun a little bit. There's not enough grease to make the top bun fall apart. Just enough to kind of flavor it with that grease from the plate. The bottom bun pretty much took the impact of that grease, but it's still holding together, which is flippin' awesome. Let's set it down on there, let it cool off. I'm gonna wash my hands again real quick. We'll do a little bit of snacking while we're waiting for it to cool off. While waiting for that burger to cool off a bit, we're gonna do a little bit of snacking, so sit tight. It's gonna be a delicious bite. Alrighty, YouTube, check out our friends over at Frito-Lay Incorporated with their delicious nacho cheese Doritos. What's a burger without some chips, right? Just want to snack on a couple of Doritos while we wait for that burger to cool off. Just because why not? Yeah. Not a sponsor. That's snacking strongly, YouTube. still stayed together, so I guess I can't complain. It doesn't look as pretty on camera if it's all falling apart, but yeah, it could be worse. As if this burger didn't have enough calories, let's eat some Doritos on top of it. Oh man. Washing the hands again, dry them off. Probably the healthiest thing this whole meal is the glass of water. 1 second. But that's all right. We've got our glass of water ready for when it's done. And I mean, that's what it looks like before we eat into it. Let's see the top bun. All that grease just pretty much disintegrated the bottom bun, which is now the top bun. I mean, you eat the burger upside down to eat it, but I've seen things turn out worse. I guess if you want to avoid that, cook with less grease on your burger bun. But yeah, that's all right. Let's set the camera down. Let's set the camera down. The bacon Cardinal Cherry cheeseburger. Huh. We're gonna get into it. It's cooled off enough. I'm able to pick it up. Here's that bun on the bottom, still looking nice and toasty, but not, you know. I got a bite of that chocolate and that peanut butter and that bacon. Oh yeah. I'll turn the light on so you can see the bomb-ass cross section. Get the camera to focus. You can see where the Queen Anne's are bursting open on the inside. Not a sponsor. This burger is massive, and it's also packed with lots of good flavor. Not too shabby. Believe me, if the only mistake I make on this burger is one of the buns kind of falls apart a little bit, I'm not complaining. This, for a mistake, is so much better than the disaster that I made at my last attempt. But needless to say, the last attempt did not get wasted. I still ate it. The peanut butter and the chocolate, of course, are a classic combination. It gives it a sweet taste. And then you get that burst of cherry with the bacon and that beef. Yeah, this is a heart-stopping mess, is what this is. A heart-stopping, delicious, gooey mess. Oop, that piece of bun's trying to come off. There we go, show it in the light. You can see that Cardinal Cherry right there and right there. Now, if you wanted to add bananas to the peanut butter, why not? I didn't have any on hand, so I went with what I had, which works, you know. I mean, people ask, oh, hey, can you make a burger? Well, sure. What ingredients do you got? You know. Ooh-wee. Not only is this burger good, full of flavor, it's rich. It's extremely rich and very filling. This is freaking nuts, man. This right here, YouTube, is guilty food. Oh, man. Yeah, this is definitely guilt food. Letting it sit before eating into it was definitely a good call. It's not dripping all over my plate. It's not grizzling down my hands and arms. The patty's not quite medium rare. It's cooked all the way through, but that's alright. It still tasted just fine to me. I was trying to shoot for medium rare, but that's alright. In life, we try to be perfect at what we do, but sometimes all you can do is try your best. I'm definitely posting this attempt because it came out 1,000 times better. It still tastes just as good as the one I made last night, but it didn't all just fall apart on me. I had to rethink my strategy How to get chocolate to stay on a burger. I suppose I could have stopped squishing it before it got too flat. That would have prevented the burger bun from breaking, but eh. At this point, I'm not even overthinking it. I'm just eating it. Oh, man. This is definitely a heart attack hamburger, man. This isn't something you'd want to eat like 3 or 4 times a day. And the only reason I'm eating another one for a second day is because, you know, people were wanting to see it, and I messed up on the first attempt. So, yeah. So they were just chowing down on it, take my time to savor the flavor, and yeah. Got a couple of big bites left. I mean, that burger bite compared to the palm of my hand. See what I'm saying? That's nuts. This is the kind of burger your doctor's gonna hate you for eating. This is the kind of burger. Dude, that was righteous. Now, I made a video earlier on YouTube drinking a Mountain Dew, short, sweet, and to the point. And I'm going off of my word, which I said in that video, which was when I got home after hanging out with friends, I would make a cooking video and a response video. The plate's not that greasy. I mean, there is some grease on it, but it's not overdone. It's actually pretty minimal considering how greasy that thing was. Even if that one bun was falling apart a little bit, that was still a good burger. Now that we're done with the cooking and the eating of said delicious burger, excuse me, it was that good. I'm going to put it in the sink and wash it off. So sometimes you don't have to go to a fast food restaurant to make a delicious burger. Making them at home can be twice as rewarding. Well, this video is going to take a little bit of time to upload to the desktop, as it is 51 minutes long, almost an hour. So it's a little bit shorter than my usual cooking video. Just a wee bit shorter than my usual cooking videos. Some of them are usually over an hour long. That is artery clogging, guilty food goodness right there, man. That was nuts. But I do it for all my subscribers and for my fans. That'd be a pretty bomb-ass bacon cheeseburger to make for your date on Valentine's Day, I'm just saying. Or even if it isn't Valentine's Day, I'd still make a dang burger, you know. Yeah. And if you don't want to form the patties by hand, you can also get the ones that are pre-frozen. They're a little bit smaller and easier to cook. You just put it on the pan. But if you want to make your burgers massive, you know, that's the way to do it. You know, drinking the water is probably going to be the healthiest thing of this meal, but excuse me. And like I said, tubes, if you're on a diet or trying to lose weight, don't watch this video. I'm not saying that to be an ass. I'm saying that to be real, because this video is going to make you want junk food real bad. And I'm not going to lie, that burger was pretty good. And I'm not just saying that because I made it. Well, anyways, tubes. Thank you for watching my cooking video. If you like the awesome junk food that I cook, subscribe for more. I can also do other things besides make ridiculous, weird combinations like that, you know. But mostly what I cook on my channel is burgers, pizzas, calzones, you know, because it's easy enough to cook and there's a zillion different ways to do it. Anyways, tubes, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you cool cobras on the flip side. Bacon Cardinal Cherry cheeseburger. Yeah.